You know, Kun Tunsatit, with almost half the country being flooded, if you live in an area which is dry, you have to feel guilty.
Yes.
And if you are politicians, you have to feel bad if you are not wet. You don't get yourself wet.
Yes.
You're in Bangkok, which is still dry enough. And then Suphanburi, Kun Banhan Silapa Acha's province seems to be partly dry and has become sort of a political issue in this bad time.
Yes, and that's exactly what has been happening over the past 2 days.
Yeah.
We had a meeting of the Democrat MPs in Bangkok. We just had that meeting, and then at that meeting, what was discussed about how to convince the Bangkok governor, who belongs to the Democrat Party, how to convince him to prevent flood water from coming into Bangkok,
Right.
while as not making the people misunderstand.
That you are helping protecting the Bangkok people and
Exactly.
leaving the poor provincial people flooded.
Yes, exactly. That's a concern, and that concern also coincides with a similar concern on the Pheu Thai party side.
Yes.
We've learned that Kun Thaksin Shinawatra has called Pheu Thai party list MP Kun Phayap Banket,
Who raised a big hue and cry over Kun Banhan's Suphanburi province being too dry.
Kun Phayap led a protest in Singbuli the other day, leading about 500 people affected by floods. And Kun Phayap has disclosed that Kun Thaksin has expressed concern about the Pheu Thai party attacking Kun Banhan.
Yes, a few MPs of Pheu Thai say, hey, why the hell is Kun Banhan, protecting his own province and letting the provinces around Suphanburi getting flooded? The bigger share than they should be getting.
Right.
Meaning that Suphanburi should also share in the torture, in the suffering.
Right, but the thing is that Kun Banhan party also belongs to the coalition party.
Yes.
Coalition
So
government.
Banhan got angry.
Banhan got
But I
angry.
say, hey, Suphanburi is not dry. It's partly flooded. And I'm not protecting Suphanburi against other provinces.
Yes, and he said that because of pressure from Kun Phayap and some allegation gates have to be opened, and then led to a lot of suffering, undue suffering in Suphanburi province. And Kun Banhan also threatened to sue any media organization that said that he has influence over the irrigation department.
Oh, I see.
So this is a kind of politicization that comes, I believe, that almost at the wrong time, because at least 25 provinces still under flood water.
Yeah.
And over 200 people have been killed already. And we got that today. We have learned that 4 more depressions.
Over 200 now, the death toll in the flood so far.
Yes.
And Prime Minister Yingluck is not free from some wet criticism.
She is the first target, actually. She got mixed up about words to use when she talked about flooding.
Yes.
For example, someday she got mixed up about the word submarine in Thailand and the word vessels to be used to push away the water.
In Thai, it's Rua Dam Nam, meaning submarine.
Yes.
And then there's Rua Dan Nam, which is a boat
that is used to push away the water.
All right.
And then she also was criticized about mixing up on 2 types of grass.
Yes.
One type
Yaprak.
Yaprak.
And Yaprak. Usually you use Yaprak, to help in preventing flood water from coming in too quickly.
Yaprak is vetiver grass.
Okay. What is it used for?
Use the root. It's really deep, and then can help.
It's part of the wetland,
Yes.
If you go to wetland, you see a lot of Yaprak. Yaprak, though, is
weeds. Yes.
Which is a totally different thing. And in Thai, you cannot mix Yaprak and Yaprak because are totally 2 different words, 2 different meanings, and 2 different pronunciations.
But it's understandable why she got mixed up on that, because in the newsroom, a lot of people still, asking each other around what Yaprak and Yaprak mean. So, and this has come from the red shirt, the pro-Yingluck people. They say that it's better to have a prime minister who got it wrong all the time than to have a prime minister who
boasts all the time.
Yes. So.
Okay, so she got it mixed up. But then the big thing is the water gate in Singburi. The Bang Chomsi Watergate, which has become the center of problems because it was came under heavy pressure from the flood and it broke.
Yes.
And Yingluck went all the way to inspect it.
Yes, and then she also says something about sea refuel, which also sparked some concerns.
There's no sea around there.
No sea around there, right.
So it's not easy, but for Kun Yingluck, who is quite new to the job.
But she's been very active in, we've seen her face all the time.
She has been active because she wants to be seen to be helping the flood victims. But at the same time, things come up all the time, new information, new words to be used, new action to be taken. So, you cannot expect someone so new to the job to be able to be clear about what is happening, where and when and why.
And this is the heaviest. Actually, we a month ago, we didn't think that it could be this bad.
It is bad. It is the worst in many, many years. And I think that's why it is a tough job for the Prime Minister, who assumed she, got this position that she will have a few more months of on-the-job training before she gets on the serious tough stuff. And then it just came pouring. It never rains, but it pours.
Yes.
And that is why I think Premier Yingluck gets somewhat wet because of the flood problem too.